So now I'm going to take it down a couple notches. My great grandma died this past January, and she was the first person I ever lost that really meant something to me. So that was kind of a struggle to get through. And my mom is also a bit of a poet herself, and she wrote this poem about my grandma, and she sent it to me like, hey, check this out. And it really inspired me. So I kind of threw my own stuff into it. And so this is a conglomeration of both my mom's poem and my own, and it's called Voice of Wisdom. The voice of wisdom has come to me from many influences. Books with just the right number of pages, teachers who never quite made it into the classroom, and ancestors who speak wisdom fluently. The voice of wisdom can be loud, a firm voice raised in passionate debate, or it can be soft and gentle as a whisper. You have to listen with more than your ears to hear it. It can be as fleeting as sharing the beauty of the world with a knowing smile, conveying atrocities with the heave of the shoulders and a deep sigh, or sharing the depth of one's own heart in a warm embrace. The voice of wisdom is the sum of all you can ever learn through hard-earned experiences without getting your hands dirty, or gifted talents you could not figure out how to use on your own. Everyone has something to impart to you. Every person teaches you something, whether you hear that lesson now or feel it pat you on the back when you decide to learn it the hard way. The more you learn, the more you understand that you have to learn. My voice of wisdom is my great-grandma, a woman who was too poor to appreciate the Great Depression, who would have voted for Ron Paul if she thought her vote mattered, and who, after most people accept that retirement is an activity confined exclusively to the couch, was still shoveling manure into her vegetable garden because she knows that is the only good use for bullshit. She was one of the few who lived long enough to truly know that you should never take anything too seriously, least of all yourself. She had the grace to know that age is never something to be ashamed of. Above all, she taught us through every moment of her 96 years on this earth that strength is not a personality trait, but a lifestyle choice. When I heard you were sick, this great-granddaughter, who was now so glad she never had to see your face when she admitted she didn't believe God could ever fill his job description, she got down on her knees and prayed for your comfort and deliverance. I squeezed my hands together until my knuckles were white with the deepest of honesty and innocence, praying for your sake and mine that someone up there was listening. And when you died, and I remained 4 hours away while you were laid to rest, I remembered how you had tried for over 25 years to remind your son that life can't be lived for the dead. The love he had lost too soon wasn't meant to be a lifelong punishment. I wonder what you would tell Grandpa now that he lost the last person he had to live for. I know he still looks to your rocking chair at night to tell you a punny joke, and the only reply is the beat of his own heart. I know he still hears you in the kitchen when he sits down to a dinner of half-hearted baked bread that he never thought he would have to learn to make. The man who spent his whole life working with nothing softer than metal. I wonder if he can still feel pride in this work. I'm running every moment of you through my mind, Grandma, trying to figure out if you ever passed on any wisdom about how to accept that someone will now and forever be in the past tense. Because I still talk about you like you're waiting at home for us to come visit. Like I'm still waiting for you to write back to the last letter I sent. Like I'll get some kind of response to my not so well disguised goodbye. I'm not trying to find ways to fill the time I wish I had spent with you, the phone calls I didn't make and the letters I never sent. I want to pass your wisdom, beauty, and grace to the next generation who will never get the blessing of knowing your loving face, who can't feel firsthand your warm embrace. I want them to know what it feels like to have a place in your heart without having to earn it. I will throw all the bullshit of this superficial world into my own garden and make something beautiful grow from it. That's what it feels like to be in your heart. To be covered in all the grit and grime that this world can muster and still feel like a sacred gift to this earth. You are my voice of wisdom, Grandma. I would say I miss you, but I can feel you standing right next to me, and I know that loss is for people who don't know love. My vow is to impart a piece of your soul on every person I touch, no matter how small or temporary the impression, because knowing you in even the most distant way is a blessing. Thank you.